Let's understand text functions inside Power BI. So there are multiple text functions and we can manipulate text using those functions. Let's understand some of them. First function is concatenate, which is like Excel, where we can concat two text strings into one. The next text function is showing the upper or lower, which is like we can convert the data into uppercase or lowercase. The third text function is using the left or right, through which we can extract certain number of characters from the end or the start of any text string. The search function just finds the position of any text string which is starting at any particular location, which we will be looking into our Power BI right now. And finally, substitute changes the, I can say, some old text string and we can replace it with some new text string. So let's go into the Power BI and see them in live action. In our Power BI, let's go to our customer lookup table. Inside customer lookup table, we want to concat the first name and the last name of people. Although we have already done a full name here, but this time we don't want to use any salutation. We only want to concat the first name and the last name. So we go to our measures table and we don't want to create the measure. I can say we need to calculate the calculated column. So let's go to our sales customer lookup table again, and inside that let's go and create a new calculated column. So we call it as new column, and inside this new column let's give it a name as first and last name, and we want to use the concat function, so we are using concatenate. And inside that, if we write the full name, and then the second text is our, I can say, last name, and there is no option of adding a third text. So this function can only be used for concating two data points. This is not like Excel wherein we can concat multiple data points. So if I close parenthesis and you see the first and last name together inside this last column here, this is wait for a second, the first name and the last name was here. Okay, I just took the full name here instead of first name, so let's just correct that. Let's make it the first name, yes, and let's press enter. Now you can see that this is showing the first name and the last name, but still there are no spaces between them and the names doesn't look good. So instead of concat, we can use other efficient ways inside Power BI, and one of them is using the AND symbol. So we can just bring the first name and we can just write an and then we can use a space here and then again create an and then we can bring the last name and then we can press the enter, and when we do that you will be able to see the first and last name would be created here with a space. Also, if you want to add other details, then we can use more and concat the text. So using the and is more efficient as compared to using concat function in Power BI. So this was about the concat function. Now let's do our next evaluations for the other formulas or functions inside Power BI. So let's do one thing, that we want to convert these names into the uppercase name. Right now these are first letter uppercase and we can call it proper right now, but let's convert them into the uppercase. So we select this entire data point and we write it as upper, and this is asking for text, and we do a close parenthesis. Then let's see what happens. This will get updated to uppercase entirely. Instead of uppercase, if you want to do the lowercase, we can do that as well. So this has created our first and last name. Now along with the first and last name, let's use the functions which can bring the results from left and right. So this email address which we are having right now is having altogether, we can say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are total of 11 digits here. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there are 11, I can say, letters, and using these 11 letters we need to extract them. So we go to our table again, use a new calculated column, and let's give it a name as domain name extraction. And when we extract domain name, we can call it as write, because we will be extracting this domain name from write, and the name is here, I can say, customer lookup table domain name, and we want to extract last 11 letters inside that. So we press enter. Once we do that, you can see that all the domain name extraction last 11 digits, or instead of digits I should call it as text. So last 11 letters have been extracted. Now after extracting them, you can see that this finseek is not properly formatted. So we want to substitute these words with some other words. So what we can do is we can use the substitute formula. So we use the substitute, and this is selecting the text right now. So let me just select the text inside it, and the text name is, I can say, okay, wait for a moment, this has been created. Let's create the new dex measure here. For that, yes, now let's give it a name of corrected name of domain, and if we go and bring the substitute formula here, we want to select the text. So text is inside the domain name extraction column, so we write it as domain name extraction. This is the column, and what text do we want to extract? So we press a comma, and the old text we need to bring and write. So the old text is, we can write finseek.com, and instead of writing it like this, we can write it in a proper case, wherein we write it as finseek.com, and we have updated the F here and S here, and if you press enter, you can see that this has been updated. So in this way we can use the substitute, right, left, and concat and other functions of text, which are more or less similar to Excel, but we need to understand them through the Power BI perspective. And I hope you understood this. Thank you so much for watching.